This is Victor Daniel from Handball Social here with Hector Velez, also known as Pito. Pito, how long have you been playing handball for?
Wow, pretty long. I would say I started around 13, 14. I was playing at my high school down in Manhattan, junior high school 56. I was playing with friends back then. It was just a sport, just to play with friends and just have a good time. I didn't know it was a competitive sport until I started visiting my mother, who lived in the Bronx near Castle Hill Park, which is 127, where we know Cisco and those big names, Snuka, Oscar, those guys play there. So one day I was spending a weekend with my mom. She took me to the park, and I saw these guys playing in the back, and I was like, wow, like it was really, really competitive, like crazy, like yelling and like diving, and it was just brutal. So
how old were you?
I was like 13, 14 years old.
You caught the fever?
I caught the beast. Those guys were at the top notch. They were at the top of their game at that time. And I used to play on the side with my mom and stuff, and then my mom would give me money and my grandmother and them would give me money when I was younger. So I was told you only can play on those courts if you gamble. So I was like, all right, you know what? I like competitiveness. I was always a competitor. I always loved, competing and playing hard games or whatever. But my first nature was baseball.
Okay.
So I used to play baseball on the weekends, and after I used to go over there and play handball. So, like I said, they gave me some money, and I used to go on the court. I used to get my butt kicked, but you gotta lose some to win some. You know what I mean? And I went a long way with those guys. Those guys taught me a lot. They taught me how to deal with pressure. Like, they always talk smack. Like, they didn't care if it was 1 zip, 2 zip. They would get in your face, nitty gritty. Like, they didn't care. Like, those guys were brutes. And like I said, I eventually developed the skill and kept competing with them. Eventually, as I got older, 15, 16, I started being able to win and beat them and stuff like that. And they started giving me my credit, teaching me here and there. But that's pretty much how I started competing.
Who were like your mentors in the
sport? There's like, I don't know how to say it, like, I'm that type of player. I take bits and pieces from individuals. I just don't go according to one mentor. But I learned a lot from Cisco, Lefty Jerry, this guy named Black, Snuka, Rob, Oscar the Cop. There was a lot, and they all had different techniques and different ways of playing. And basically what I did was I mimicked each and every one of them. So I took Snuka's box out shot, Cisco's, inside out right corner shot. I definitely got Cisco's backhand, because Cisco's the one who taught me the lefty too. You know what I mean? And like with Oscar the Cop with the finesse, and and Lefty Jerry also with a good opposite who was a lefty, and smart shots with the lobs and stuff like that. So each and every one of them, set a big impact on my game. And especially when it comes to trash talking. Like, with their trash talking, they prepared me to be under pressure. Like, I could be 20-20 and I'm not scared to lose. Like, to me, it's just like, just get them down, make that point, and win the game. You know what I mean?
When did you first start thinking, hey, I could start competing in like tournaments?
I would say I started pretty late. I started like at 17, 16 years old. It was Cisco used to throw classic singles. They used to call Cisco's classic. So it was either singles or doubles, but at the time I think it was a singles. And I competed for the first time. And there's this kid named Kenny, he's a mediocre player now, but back then I didn't really know him and I didn't really know his game, and I played him like the first or second round, and he beat me. And I was like, yo, I'm playing against these top guys over here and these tough guys, and I'm losing to, what, I gotta start broadening my horizons by spreading myself out, going to different parks and learning different people's games. So I lost at like 16, I say 16, I lost my first tournament, and from there I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna start traveling to different parks, learning different games, different styles, and eventually I took what they taught me to different parks and started competing, and then after that I just started playing in the C's. I think after that tournament I played in 2C tournaments with my original partner named Indian Sam. They used to call him Spike.
Okay.
And me and him
Where is he from?
He's actually from Castle Hill.
Okay.
He used to play small ball, and let me tell you, they used to call him Spike because he used to spike the ball all the time. And bazooka too, because that kid, when I tell you he can hit rockets, it sounded like he was throwing rocks at the wall. That's how hard he hit the ball. But we entered in 2 tournaments, and it was C doubles, and we dominated. And they kicked us out of the season, and from there just started competing and playing in Bs and Opens from there.
What about the small ball? Did you ever get
the small ball? I started later on, like now, like late 20s. Now I'm 30, so like I started later. I'm getting into it little by little. My arm is used to the big ball. You know, small ball takes a toll if you don't know how to whip the ball. Yeah. But competing with these guys and being able to give the small ball players competition from the big ball side, you know, it's fun. I actually enjoy it playing with Timbo, Allen, and the guys Taiwan. You know, those guys are really good in transitioning to both. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I'm trying to get myself to that point as well, playing small ball and trying to transition and be good at that sport as well.
When did you get your A card?
I got my A card in 2013.
Okay. Like 6 years ago. Yeah, 7 years ago.
7 years ago. I was supposed to get it 2 years before that, but they felt like I needed to prove myself a little more. Okay. Which I was okay with. And especially back then compared to now, back then you had to be good in singles and doubles. So I was playing good in singles and I was playing good in doubles. It was 2013, the year that came, that I just dominated in both divisions.
And you won a bunch of Bs?
Yeah, I won I won most of the Bs throughout the year.
Gotcha.
And I played with 49 Ed, who was an undercover A. And me and him just linked together. And
where's that guy from?
He's from, if I'm not mistaken, he's from 49 Park. Okay. In Brooklyn.
In Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was that Williamsburg?
It's around Grand Street.
Yeah.
Around that area, I think. No, it's not. It's not too far from Knickerbocker, but
gotcha.
It's in the Grand Street metropolitan area.
Have you ever played there before?
No, I never played there, but I know that's a legendary park.
It is. I've heard of it.
That's from Raul, Carlos, and a lot of those guys is from over there. And Ed grew up there playing those guys. So once again, same for me. I grew up in Castle Hill playing, you know, the legends over here. He grew up playing with the legends over there.
Is he older than you?
Yes, he is. I think I don't want to say his age because
right, but he's older than
you. He's in his 30s. Okay. He's a little older than me. But like I said, 2013 came, me and him linked, and it was just like, it's like we played years together. For some reason, the chemistry was just perfect. With me, with the finesse and the smarts, and him, he was a straight shooter. So with me positioning and him being able to shoot in front of me, we was just dominating and winning a lot of
Did he get his A card then?
Yes, we both got it the same year.
Wow. So who do you like to team up with? Doubles.
That's a good one. To be honest, I say I like teaming up with Carlos.
Okay, Los?
Yeah, Lil Los. Even though we had a little outing, but he's my boy, you know. But the kid he's nasty. Like he's just a shooting machine.
Yeah, he's one of the best doubles players I feel.
I like teaming up with Kaling. Kaling's one of the great lefties that started playing. Taiwan's a great opponent, but teaming up together, our chemistry is not that great. But he's an awesome player. I never really teamed up with Kadeem. But Kadeem is another good dominant player.
What about Gio or Tavo?
I've asked Gio in the past, but you know, I guess he just wasn't comfortable playing with me. Tavo I like playing with. Me and Tavo actually play pretty well together. We've been playing a couple games lately together. And also I like to play with, you know, like I said, Kaling. I've been playing a lot with Kaling. And
do you prefer lefties to play with?
I do prefer lefties or a strong weak side player.
Gotcha.
But the thing is, I can play both sides.
Yeah.
So if I get a good power side player, like when I was playing with Los, that's why we was able to play good together, because I was able to, if he needed me to move to the other side, I was able to play the power side. But I was always good on the weak side with him because, you know, it just worked out. He was able to put the ball away. I was able to place the ball in right places to set him up to get those shots. You know what I mean?
So who do you like to play against? I mean, who's your adversaries, so to say?
I would say Timbo. Timbo definitely is like, you know, me and him always go back and forth for talking trash to each other, but
if you had to put your overall scores through life, singles against each other, where would you be? What percentage? Are you winning 50%, 40%, 60% of the time that you played against them?
You know what?
Guesstimate.
I'm not gonna be greedy and just say yeah I'm winning more, but when we play against each other, I say 60-40 for him.
Okay.
So he's 60, I'm 40.
Okay.
But I do feel like I got the best win on him when we played in the WPH Florida Cup.
Okay.
And
I saw that game.
I beat him in the finals. But other than that, he is more up on me on wins, 60-40.
What would you say your best asset is compared to all the A players out there now?
Like, you mean like my game, like my...
What would make you stronger than the other?
Well...
Or a fierce competitor, like where's your assets?
Everybody has different ways of playing and different styles. Me, I'm more of a, like, I like to play chess in this sport, meaning like I like to keep you guessing. You know what I mean? Like you think that I'm a finesse every time, then next thing you know I come out of nowhere with like a 50-mile-per-hour punch, you know what I mean? Or hitting the ball really hard to you. Mm-hmm. You know, I like to transition on the court and change different ways. So like, you know, I like to play around and use my body and position a lot as well. So, you know, like my biggest thing I say that's great about me is the positioning. Like I'm very good at positioning and placing the ball in right places to make you move in awkward positions, to make you uncomfortable, to make it easier for me. And I'm very good at reading plays because a lot of people think that I'm slow, you know what I mean, at running. And I'm not going to say I'm the fastest person, but I do, you know, I'm glad that I'm able to read players after a certain amount of time to know what shots you're going to go for, how many times you go for it, and what's your weakest shots. And I use that against them. You know, I try to outplay them. You know, it's like when you play against a pitcher who throws 100 miles per hour, you're always going to know he's going to throw the heat. You know what I mean? I'm one of those pitchers that I'm going to throw the heat but also throw changeups to keep you swinging. You know what I mean? So it's like that. If that makes any sense, you know, like I use that aspect. Like when I used to play baseball, I was a change speed pitcher. I can throw heat, but I also could throw, you know, curveball slower than 60 miles, you know, or a changeup at 50, you know what I mean? Just to mess up with your mind and keep you guessing, you know what I mean?
What are your goals for the next couple of years in handball? What would you like to achieve?
Well, you know, I want to win some of the big major tournaments, as in Buddha, Gladiators, King of the Court, and you know, from there just be able to be a role model to other younger players, just to help them get by in the sport, also teach them a little bit of my, you know, my style of playing, and hopefully help the sport grow in a way it can make the Olympics, you know, because I don't really care too much for myself if I don't make it, but I'll be happy enough to know that we open the doors for the future, you get what I mean? So
what kind of advice would you give to the youngsters out there starting to play handball for the first time?
I'm going to tell them right now, stretching, keeping your body in shape, eating right, working on your legs. Legs is a big important thing in this sport. Like you need legs to move, to place the ball, to run things down, and you know, just treat yourself right and treat your body right. You know, take care of yourself and you'll go a long way. You know, you'll live far in this sport. You know, that's the main goal, is to keep yourself healthy and, you know, watch players' videos, learn how they play, watch how they do things and what's their favorite shots and stuff like that, you know, and it'll help you get by, you know.
I know you work a job. How hard is it to keep that job and also to keep that A level of playing? What do you have to do every week?
Well, for me, I just resigned from my previous job, which I was working as a custodian for a school.
Okay.
When I was doing that job, it was not easy. Like, I'm gonna just keep it straight honest. I was working 1 to 10. Not only I was working to 10, I was a maintenance guy. I was dealing with classrooms, garbage up and downstairs. It did keep me in shape because, you know, I was active and lifting things and all that stuff. But it wasn't easy because I wasn't able to play throughout the week. I only could play once a week or maybe twice a week, which is on the weekends. You know, and
do you feel that affects your game more if you can't play as much as you want?
Well, the thing is like, you know, with all the training I've had throughout the years, it's a blessing because when I do play once or twice of those weeks, just because I have this, my mental, I was able to keep up.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? Without my mental game, because you can play handball. Anybody can physically play handball. But once you have a mental state that can help you, you know, exceed in the sport and grow and learn things and be able to figure things out and keep that, You know, it's like a muscle memory. Once you keep that muscle memory in there and learn the styles of different players and stuff, I feel like that's what helped me. You know, like me just knowing how players play, their favorite shots, and just studying them real good. So me getting those exercises, I was just going against what their weaknesses were. You know what I mean? And that's how I was able to get by. But it wasn't easy because physically I was a little slower. I was more tired faster. But you know, that's how I ended up winning that tournament.
What about the parks? What kind of parks do you like to play in?
My favorite park would always be Castle Hill. The other parks that I like to go to St. John's at night when everybody's there. 174 is actually pretty cool. And IS-10, it was pretty jumping this summer.
Yeah. I mean, Broadway was under construction, so
yeah, that's the reason.
Everybody started moving around.
Right, that's the reason, because Broadway's, you know, under construction. Hopefully it's open by next summer. You know, we could all get back there, and there was a lot of good, there'd be a lot of good games over there.
What about other states? What other states have you played in?
I played in Vegas, I played in California. That's pretty much it. I only traveled to those
Did you ever go to
areas.
Philly?
Oh, Philly. Oh, I love going to Philly. 215, I gotta show them love. Sam, Wally, Joe Ma, all those guys.
Those guys are really strong players.
Yeah, you know why? Because they're loyalty. They're loyal to one another. They stick by each other. It's not like New York players. New York players are betting against each other and like,
yeah,
you know, rooting for the opposite person and all that stuff. Their loyalty is what keeps them really strong. And those guys, they play amazing, and they stick together and they root for each other and they make sure they, you know, their boys is good. You know what I mean? That's why I love 215. Every time I go out there, all they do is show me love. But playing
the courts look pretty nice.
Yeah, it's amazing over there. They have great courts, but Joe Ma's a killer over there.
Yeah.
He knows those courts really well.
Sam is no joke too.
Sam too. I gotta give them credit, man. They play good. They play good over there. And you know, like I said, every time I go over there, they always show me love.
What about Florida?
Oh, I didn't even mention Florida. I did go to Florida. Hollywood Beach, Handball Heaven. It's amazing over there. It's beautiful. The hospitality over there from the players. There's a lot of old school players that I used to play over here. Lefty Jerry, that I mentioned from Castle Hill, is out there. Running Man Vic. Got a lot of good players out there.
They just had a tournament, New York versus Florida.
Yeah,
right?
I saw. I got to give credit to Solo. He threw a tremendous tournament. I enjoyed watching the B players that, you know, are coming up, and you know, they went off. They showcased. They really showed good sportsmanship, which was cool. And you know, they all went out there to win. And New York took the title. Congrats to them. Congrats to the winners. I think it was Dan Petrie and Alexis. And then John, Will, and I forgot who his partner was. I think it was it Isaac? No, it wasn't Isaac. John, Will, and Diego.
Yeah, Diego.
Yeah, they've been playing good ball. You know, I gotta give credit to them. You know, I hope they start stepping it up this summer. And
that's my next question. What would be your suggestions to these Bs that are trying to get their A cards, to get them? Some of them are like been Bs for a little while, and they're, you know, they haven't gotten their A card. What do you think could get those people over like the hump?
What they can do to get over that hump, because I'm not gonna front, a lot of B players are scared. Like, it's not like when me, Timbo, Taiwan, Carlos, we were all growing up, Allen, we was playing the top dogs. We didn't care who we played, win or lose. At the end of the day, that's how you're going to get experience, and that's how you're going to learn, and that's how you're going to get better. I guarantee you, if you was to go and play, let's say, Timbo singles, any B player, play Timbo singles, 2 single games, right? After you play him, win or lose, let's say you lose 2 games, go and play a top B player, or go and play a B player. And you're going to see the difference in your game. And that goes for any top A you play. You play any top good A. You play against them, win or lose. After you play them, go play a B player. And you're going to see how your skills and your shots are going to be more sharp, more different, more angles. Because we force you guys to do those things. And that's what's going to make you get over that hump. You got to play hard games. Don't be afraid. Don't let players intimidate you. Just do what you got to do. Step on the court. Get that experience in, and you'll see. Eventually, you'll progress and you'll get somewhere.
Traveling in too is.
Oh yeah, traveling's a big thing. What traveling does is it just opens doors for you guys. You know what I mean? Like, you go out there and showcase to someone out there, that you don't even know. They might want to sponsor you. Who knows? It happens. You know, it happened to me. I met a guy that was from Oregon, and he sponsored me for a good year. Paid for my flights, gave me free gear.
Nice.
And that's because I showcased my skill. He met me in person, and he liked who I was. And I was one.
I saw an interview a couple of years you did, like on the side of the bridge and stuff like that.
Oh, that was Wall Ball. Shout out to Wall Ball, Jasmine Ray.
Okay.
I actually had one.
They're great. They're great.
Yeah, I actually had won the Red Bull tournament. I beat Kadeem in the finals. That was in 2017.
Wow.
So, you know, she wanted to give me my credit and congratulate me and have a little interview on about my life and how I became this handball player and where I went and how I was and how I became who I am. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I heard that. I saw that interview. You know, you said like you got away from the street life.
Yeah, man. That's, you know, I mean, every kid has their time. You know what I mean? Back then, that's what it was. You wanted to be a part of a group. That's, you know, it was either a gang or whatever it was. And me, I just got caught up in the wrong group. You know, everybody learns. Well, I learned from my mistake, and I will hope people will learn from their mistakes. You know what I mean? But I was just hanging out with the wrong guys, and they influenced me to, you know, do those things. And all it took for me was to get into something bad, and I realized that's not my life. I'm not about that. You know what I mean? Has nothing to do with me being scared. It's just, I'm not about hurting people. I'm not about, you know, stealing and stuff like that. Like,
what kind of training do you feel like you're gonna do this year? Now that you said you got a little more free time, you're gonna go to the King of the Courts, right?
Yeah. I was suspended. I know everybody know that last year I was suspended.
Right.
But my ban has been lifted.
Nice.
I'm definitely gonna show better sportsmanship, have a better attitude about going towards things. You know, like I'm gonna just show you a better me, and what I'm gonna do to help myself get better, I'm gonna start working on my legs, start dieting myself, and watch what I eat. You know what I mean? And just make sure I'm in good shape to start running this summer, because that's that's what it's gonna be about, running.
Who would you like to see? Who would you like to play in that tournament? Just, you know, for the sake.
In the finals?
Yeah.
Honest opinion?
Yeah. Timbo?
Yes.
Okay.
He's
You want to play Iggy too? You want to get to that game?
Iggy, I give credit to Iggy. You know, me and Iggy squashed whatever issues we had. He's a good dude. He's a very smart player. He's another one that'll keep you guessing. You know, he got those little trick shots and stuff like that. But hey, if I was to see him, you know, I'll just let him know this time I'm not gonna let it go easy. This time I'm gonna try to under 10 him. But like I said, he's a great player. But I just want to face Timbo again, because I really want to set the standard and be like, you know what? I got you this time, and I got you in the King of the Courts. You know, because he's the man. He's the one with, what, five already?
Yeah.
But let me not discredit Kadeem. Kadeem deserved what he got. You know, the man playing good ball. You know, very athletic, tall. You know, got some good shots with both hands. You know, and if I was to see him too, you know, I would love to play him in the finals, you know. What
about the Bees? Who do you think's going to be like a bee to watch out for this year?
That's a good question. So far, I would say 3 that I feel are going to be, you know, their game has been, I've been playing against them, and their game has been stepping up big time. 4. I said 3, let me add 1 more. So I'm going to go with Tim Torres.
Okay.
Diego, Ray Ray.
Oh yeah.
I want people to know, don't sleep on that kid.
Don't sleep on him.
If he gets his act right and takes it serious, he's gonna be something else. And I said Diego.
Yep. Torres, Ray. Who's number 4?
Danny Dolo.
Oh yeah.
The lefty.
Yeah, he comes here a lot.
Yeah, he's been playing good ball, and
he's got a lot of heart.
He has a lot of heart. He's got to work on a little bit of things. Oh, I can't forget. I'm gonna give Nas too. Nas.
Okay.
Nazaire has been playing good ball.
Oh yeah.
He has a great mentor who's been giving him great advice and teaching him a lot. And he like mimics his game.
But he plays on an A level. I mean, you see his recent games. He's right there.
He's stepping it up. So I will have to put him on that list as well. You know, watch out for him, especially in singles. I think he's gonna be a super threat between him, Tim, and like I said, if Ray really gets his mind right, really takes the game serious, he's definitely going to be a
One
threat.
more last thing, the booty. You said you wanted to win that. Who are you going to play with?
I can't think of that right now. Hopefully
Okay.
something comes up.
Okay.
You know, I will get a partner. I will get someone strong. And hopefully we'll have whoever it is, I have the time to build the
It's a good tournament. Carlos throws a real
Carlos, he's a great guy. He's done looked out for me in the past. I have to give him credit too. He's always been there. He does a lot for the sport, especially Richie. I gotta shout out Richie too. Richie's another amazing person. He's always looked out for me.
very giving guy.
Very giving guy. We gotta learn to appreciate those that do, help us with the sport, give us these tournaments, and give us the chance to showcase our skills. Because without them, there's no really, there's no tournaments like that. You know what I mean? So us coming together, let's just learn to appreciate those guys.
We appreciate you coming down today. Thank you.
No, I appreciate you giving me the chance.
Have a great night.
You too. Thanks.